Our topic today is workers' compensation for professional athletes. And my guest is South Carolina attorney George Sink of George Sink Injury Lawyers. And George, thank you for being with me today.
Well, thanks for having me, Cindy.
Well, George, let me ask you something. Are you a sports fan?
I love sports, not only watching them and following them, but I love playing them too. Every morning I bicycle. I mean, there's just various things that sports are a big part of my life.
That's awesome. Well, I am going to make you very jealous. As you know, I'm in Philadelphia, and I just heard that we are going to have the Super Bowl in our neck of the woods. It was big news around here yesterday. It's going to be in Jersey.
In 2014, and bring your earmuffs because it's outdoors.
Okay, well, George, today our topic, as you know, is workers' compensation for professional athletes. And this is something that really hasn't crossed my mind, but I'll bet it comes up fairly often.
Well, the funny thing is that most jobs are just jobs, but a professional athlete is in a very dangerous profession. A little slip or a fall or a misstep can result in disability, which could ruin a career. So it's a very dangerous thing. It comes up, and we have handled a number of these cases.
So what you're saying then is that if a professional athlete is injured, they're actually covered under workers' compensation laws?
Yes and no. Some are, some aren't. Members of teams likely are, like a football or a baseball team member, but jockeys, boxers are often considered independent contractors and are not. So it really depends on the situation on the team, and you have to check into that.
And in light of the apparent complexity of these situations, it sounds like an injured athlete should call an attorney for help.
I would.
Are there other special issues that come up when handling workers' compensation claims for athletes?
The maximum compensation rate is a lot lower than many professional athletes are used to receiving. They're held down by state legislatures to conform with usually average wages in the state. But as you know, professional athletes often make hundreds of thousands or if not millions of dollars. So that's important. And also the biggest thing, I think, and where a lawyer can really help, I believe, is translating disability. Impairment to disability. What's that? Impairment. If I lost my right hand, that's 100% impairment. But I don't know if it disables me any. People would feel sorry for me. It might even help me a little. I don't know. But would it make me a worse lawyer? Let's argue about that. Maybe a little. But Serena Williams, if she lost her right hand, she would be totally disabled. So this 100% impairment is 100% disability for Serena and maybe 0 for George. So you need a lawyer to make that translation because disability is what workers' compensation is based on, not impairment.
That is fascinating. And I can see where the average person would have a hard time making that translation and probably would never get a fair deal without a lawyer. Well, George, if someone wants more information on this topic, how can they reach you?
Well, they can get me one of two ways. Our website's www.sinklaw.com, or they can call us toll-free, 1-800-849-SINK. That's 7465, 1-800-849-SINK.
George, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Cindy.
This is Cindy Speaker for State Law TV.